with Sheila and Teresa. Hi there, I'm Teresa.
Hi, I'm Sheila.
Welcome back to Spill the Tea. We are today doing a fire rapid question and answer with planner, venue, and photographer. So what do you guys think? Sound like fun?
Sounds like a great deal.
All right. So I'm Sheila.
I'm Teresa.
And I'm George.
And we are covering planner, florist, decor, venue, and photography and videography. So I'm going to ask a question, and then we're going to go in order. We'll start with you, Teresa.
Okay, I'm in the hot seat.
Yep. You're going to answer short, quick, honest decision.
Oh, no.
Answer, then George.
Are we capable of short and quick?
Yeah, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. We want to try to cover as many questions that a bride, a mom, a bridesmaid, even a guest.
Or groom?
Or a groom. We're going to cover some different things. So first is, what is a realistic budget that you think a wedding for 100 people would cost?
Oh, 40 to 60,000.
I'd say 30 to 45.
I'd say 45 to 50.
All right, well, it's pretty close.
I've got high expectations of my weddings, obviously.
If you were a couple, would you prefer open communication with your vendor or one that just listens and does what you want?
Oh, no, two-way communication for sure.
Two-way. I definitely say open communication. Listen to the person you're hiring for their professionalism and somebody that'll listen to you.
I'd say open lines of communication as well. Like you need to talk to it.
Well, and I know some think I just wanted to point. But if you're pointing fingers, you're not getting what you pay for as far as expertise in my opinion. What is your favorite photo done at a wedding?
Oh, for me, the first look. I love a first look. I'm not a romantic person, but those first looks and those feelings of anticipation and the, oh my goodness, this is really real. I just love it.
My favorite photo is the first kiss. That's my favorite moment, and my favorite photo is the first kiss. What about you?
The sunset photo. That's what we're known for, is sunset pictures.
And they are beautiful, aren't they?
Yeah.
As long as it's romantic, I want the romantic photo.
Oh, I literally just did one that we're going to shoot at your venue, and their sunset photo for their engagement session, it literally looks like the cover of the Notebook. That's how gorgeous they are.
So we're all excited romantic.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Don't let it get out there in real life, because I'm not known for being romantic.
I'm the gush. I'm going to get a little emotional. So what is more important if you were a couple or a parent looking to hire vendors? What would be more important, flexibility or trust? One or the other. They're both equally important. Flexibility of that vendor or trust of the vendor or vendor.
That's an impossible thing.
No?
Impossible, because, you've got to trust somebody, but, I think that we're all we want to make our couples really happy. So by offering that flexibility within reason means that they can get the wedding that they dream of.
I don't know. You think flexibility?
I don't know, because I think you've got to trust your vendors to know that I can't answer that. It's impossible.
I'm going to say trust. And I say that to every person that I meet. It's like, I want to meet you in person. I want to feel like we understand each other, that there's trust, that open, honesty, candid conversations. I want you to say, no, I don't like it. Yes, I love it. I want that. So trust, to me, is what's important.
It's trust. Like, you have to trust us.
And going up close and
flexible, but
I want to be flexible too. And you've got to trust that your vendors are going to do the job for you that you want. But I do still think, both. I'm a black and white person always, but I am 50-50 on that, which is unheard of for me.
What is your favorite time of year? I don't care if you say by month or season for a wedding.
Oh, the cold months, November, December, January. I hate the summer in this country. I hate it. It's awful.
I like the last 2 weeks of April. It's my favorite.
But it's going to rain then.
The grass
is green. It's going to rain. November and December, it's dry and sunny and cold, and you don't sweat,
Second option, October.
which is the most common for weddings in North Carolina. Is
I know.
October.
October.
I just don't say October because it's so common, and I don't want to be common.
But I'd like the first 2 weeks of October. So it's chilled enough to get rid of the summer heat, but it's not cold. So, so what amenities do you think is the thing that a couple should look for when they're picking a venue?
Rain plan,
You think that's one of the most important?
100% the most important, because North Carolina weather, if you don't love your rain plan, you could be screwed over. And I bang on about that all the time.
I'm going to say open spacers. Head count, verify head count, include space for dance floor, a line for the bar, like open space. So
The rain plan.
the rain plan?
Oh, absolutely. Like,
I must not panic over rain plans.
well,
Well, and you can use umbrellas, that's fine. But I mean,
you can, but here's the thing from a photographer's standpoint. Like, it's on our contract. Like, we will not shoot in the rain.
well, it's going to ruin your cameras for a start.
This rig right here, that's a $7,000 rig.
Yeah.
You know, that's more than our wedding package.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's one of the reasons why we need to have a rain plan. I mean,
Maybe that's why I'm wanting open spaces. So backup plan. Like a backup plan. What? And think of outside being a vendor. You and I eat meals more than she would at a wedding. What is your favorite main dish at a wedding? When they're wanting ideas of different things that people like.
Well, it can be actually different than chicken and beef.
Yeah.
That would be really great if they did fish, love fish, vegetarian. I mean, being a vegetarian, kind of get a little bit ticked off when there's so few choices. Yeah, fish, vegetarian, something different, but options, choices for people, not mac and cheese, mashed potato and chicken breast.
Now, I do love a very good mashed potato bar, but it's got to be real potato, no instant. I want lots of options, not 3 or 4. I want a whole mashed potato bar. But I'm always, I like meat. Like, I want a chicken and turkey. Not like chicken is always dry, but I do want meat. I'm a meat person on the menu, and a mashed potato bar. Okay, what's yours?
Me and Teresa were ruined a couple years ago.
Uh-oh.
We shot a very high-paying client, and we had filet mignon and a 4-course meal that was catered, where we literally were told that we needed to sit with the friends and family.
Oh.
They actually put us in their seating chart.
No, see, I would have sat with you because filet mignon is my type of wedding food.
It was filet mignon, like it's some other hors d'oeuvres that I can't even pronounce because they're French.
Oh, I would have loved that.
Fancy. I bet they would have had vegetarian options, wouldn't they?
Yeah, they probably.
Yeah, I mean the entire meal process was actually like, they had waiters and everything. Literally, like nobody got up. So like I said, that was like the highlight of their actual event, was the actual dinner.
And it's funny because some weddings, it's so much about the food.
Right.
Like, oh gosh, like I've got one coming up. And I even had to text her and say, oh my God, your menu is amazing. Like 7 different appetizers. And I mean, they're putting their money in their budget. But chicken is probably the one that when I see it, I'm like, oh, chicken. It had a tendency to be dry. And sometimes it's not the caterer. It's just the amount of travel time, prep time, sitting out. It's a wedding on time. Chicken's usually the one that if I see, I skip it on a menu.
Well, I guess it's cheaper, hence the mac and cheese, mashed potato. Because, if you're paying for 200 guests, you want to keep your budget down a bit, don't you? But I'd probably forfeit something else and have nicer food.
Yeah. Or look, street food is good. I've seen some killer taco and street food weddings.
We had a wedding, actually, that they did a soup, but it was in the winter, and they did a soup bar. And it was absolutely divine. They had all these different crock pots full of soup, and then they had rolls and different types of bread, and it was absolutely gorgeous. So easy.
Well, Scullins did an event for me and had grilled cheese and tomato soup. And it was all in little martini glasses.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely smelled fantastic. It was really good hot soup and grilled cheese.
Yeah, it's good. You don't have to go fancy.
I love it. I love it. So let's do one on early booking. So how soon do you think that couples should be booking their vendors?
Vendors or venue?
But
Okay.
venues, like how soon from the engagement they should be booking out? And let's say they have 1 year to date. So when do you think they should be booking their vendor?
I think if they have a vendor in mind that they specifically want to book and they have the budget to put that payment down, they should book it as soon as they know that's the vendor that they want to work with. I personally have a bit of a irritation with vendors that write all over the social medias, booking now, don't hesitate because your date will go, and putting the fear culture on people, because I don't think the fear culture is necessary. I think that some vendors probably book up, the really popular ones, book up early. Venues, obviously, the really popular venues will book out up to 2 years ahead of time. So if you have a date in mind, then it's worth booking it if you're inflexible about your date. But if you are fairly ambiguous about which planning you're going to use or which photographer you're going to use, and you can call them 6 months out and say, hey, are you free? If they're not, well, you've missed out and you go on to somebody else. But if there's somebody that you really, really know you want to work with, book them as soon as you can afford to.
Gotcha. Well, almost get me on this because I'm a planner, so I want to hear your opinion.
Honestly, for us, kind of the same. It's, if somebody wants to work with us, we would say once you make up your mind or you see our portfolio and you're like, okay, like I do like, their pictures, as soon as you kind of can. But we also understand that, like a lot of couples first want to book the venue and then go ahead and shop around. It just honestly depends because, we're already booking for almost all 2026 is almost already booked. So, that's next year. So,
Well, I say I'm the planner. I say book immediately. And the reason is just like we're talking about 2026 is a year and a half away for December of 2026. All of us are sitting here booking already for next year. So if you've got a year to plan, the first thing you need to do is either A, pick the planner or A, pick the venue. Because if you get a planner, they might be able to help you find the right venue that's within your budget and the style that you're looking. But if you know this is the venue I want and you book it, then the second step is to get a planner. And the reason I say that is that planner can help you find really good vendors with good reputation, that type of, and can possibly save you money because, a lot of brides don't know what they should be doing. And so I find that when they come to me, they either have their venue, the photographer, and planner. Like those are the first three that they go for, which I think is accurate. But even if you're planning a year and a half out, book that planner to help you with the process, like get the value of your contract. And I would definitely say in photography and venue, book it as soon as you are sure that's who you want to be with. But I know DJ's booking out to the end of next year.
But it does depend if they're budgeting and they think, well, I've got my paychecks for this month and I can afford to look at a DJ.
I'd say maybe a planner photographer first. And then if you need to skip 2 months and then start with the others, or if you're planning a year plus out, I know I have the options. I'm probably thinking both of you do. If somebody comes in a year and a half, it's a year and a half from now, I want you to be my venue planner photographer. I can't put 50% down, but I could do 25%, and in 2 months, I pay the other 25%. If it's a year and a half out, of course, I totally do that. And so not everybody does, but sometimes people do, especially when you're over a year. So I think that if you really know who you want, you just need to sometimes just ask.
Yeah.
Hey, can I put 30% down and pay 20% next? But I say book as soon as you have picked that vendor, because sometimes when I'm 60 days out and I'm just the coordinator, so our plan starts 60 days before the wedding, they don't have hair, they don't have makeup, they don't have a bartender. I'm like, panic stricken.
Oh, I think 60 days is a bit rough, really, isn't it? But I also don't think that you don't have to think at a year out panic and everybody needs booking. So I think that some of them can wait a little bit longer, depending on their budget. And if they've got a parent who just wants to get it over and done with and is paying, well, book everything straight away, right? So,
yeah, but it just said book ASAP, especially if you're going for quality. And I am obviously not saying that quality is not cheap. I happen to feel like I am very fair priced for where I am, but quality and performance is very important to me. So if there's a certain vendor that has really good reputation, heard really good things about, also assume that they may be,
yeah, for sure.
right? Now, if you're going on Facebook and you're looking for who's the cheapest photographer in town, you might have more, but just know it is true. Get what you pay for.
We have done a podcast about that before, so refer back to that one.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good one. What would be one thing that you were talking with the couple about a trend or a style that is out, or you wish it was out? Either way, here comes your spill the tea moment, George. Give me something that you could say, I wish this was out, or this is out. You give me.
So I think that the rustic Hessian, what do you even call that here? We call it Hessian. What do you call it? Burlap, nasty stuff.
Burlap, we call it.
Yeah. We call it Hessian.
Burlap is out.
Yeah, burlap is out. That's nasty. So I'm glad that that's out, and I'm glad that the pampas grass is going away. Absolutely, yeah.
There's still some pampas in there.
It's going. It needs to go completely. The other thing that absolutely needs to go is the veil shot. I'm going to bang on about that forever and ever and ever. I hate that shot so much.
So we get that shot request so
every time. And it just hideous.
I'm telling you, just this past week, one was sent into my email, and I went, wow.
But they're not. But so many
cover their face.
So many of them are not creative, and the photographers right here up here with like this. It's not cool. They're not cool shots. And the other one that I hate, as far as and George knows this, is when they do it along a fence line and they've got the fence rails coming out of their ears. And I think, no, why have you done that? Step forward. Yeah. So, yeah, the veil shot. It needs to go away. Brides and grooms, get creative with your photographers and choose something else.
Yeah, I wish every photographer would start a new trend. That this is my new look.
Yeah. Come George. New look, please.
Yeah, the problem is getting people to hop into the.
See, that's the great thing about styled shoots. Yeah. Then you could create a shoot.
Yeah,
and
that is one reason why we love shooting styled shoots with brides, like models, because then that way it gives the bride the visual, that's what it's going to look like. A lot of the times that's where the problem is. They may think that they're not going to look good in the picture or the pose, so yeah.
Well, that's how I sell things here, is I show it to them. And so it's a little different than you, is you can say, oh, here's this really cool idea, but they don't see it.
So we show people the nighttime Enchanted Wood all the time, because they think, oh my God, we really love that. Yeah, we want to do it. So which is why we're going to do a styled shoot in the Tanglewood Garden, because nobody has the inspo to see how amazing it could look out there. But yeah, absolutely. I think new trends, George, not the veil shot. You're on a mission.
Right. So the thing that I think is out is garter and bouquet.
Yay. Yeah.
The thing I really want out is two things: favors and fake exits.
Yes.
And I would 100 times, and any bride that's been in this store has heard me say, I would 100 times you have no exit than have a fake exit. Because then it kind of gives them that, oh, well, you know what? It's 8 o'clock. Let's go on out of here. You give the permission for people to sneak all the way to the parking lot after the fireworks. And number two, I want to see the couple savoring the last 5 minutes of their day alone on a dance floor, not running towards a car with sparklers. Make it all about you. And that's what the day is about. So I say, ditch the exit, take, ditch,
Oh, I'm not taking that.
ditch the favors, so ditch the exit, ditch the favors, and no more garter and no more bruschetta. What do you think?
Yeah, it's the dresses. The dresses. Everybody is staying. What they do is they try to stay in a budget
Mm-hmm.
when they go dress shopping, and
Wedding dress or bridesmaid?
the wedding dress.
Wedding dress.
So they tend to be a little bit more not as elegant as they probably want. A lot of the times when we get like their inspo pictures,
Mm-hmm.
these beautiful, really beautiful, elegant dresses, but then, the dresses that they end up picking a lot of the time.
Do you know that is funny because I actually had a venue manager that said something very similar to me. We were stepping back, they were doing the first thing out, and it's like, when did like elegant wedding dresses air? And I said, I don't know. I mean, I think maybe we went to Simplicity line, maybe early 2000s. I don't know.
I don't.
But
mean,
they're not like glam.
No, they're not glamorous. But take for instance the style shoot that me and you did.
Oh,
Everybody asks us and loves those pictures. Where did you get the dress? Right? But we can tell you where we got it. 90%, I guarantee you, 90% of the brides are not going to buy it because they're going to feel that they are, that they're going to be judged, right? And that's the whole thing. It's your day. Like, it is your day. If somebody's going to be judging you, they probably shouldn't be at your wedding to begin with.
exactly.
Right?
No, if they're going to judge you, they should be somebody like me who's going to volunteer to go to your dress trying on day and tell you at the beginning, oh no, because that's when you need to be told that that dress doesn't suit you, or, and the budget can be, you could use some more of the budget to buy a nicer dress if you wanted to. I
wonder, is it about price or is it about they think they're the expectation? Right, some of them like have no lace, but like a tiny little bit on the waist, but they're not as elegant as the periods used to be. Then maybe brides hear that. Like, you should feel beautiful, you should feel sexy, you should feel like you look the best you've ever loved, right?
Well, it's kind of, you obviously know that we do boudoir shoots.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, until you see what you look like all done up, you don't really know what you're missing out.
And it's a one time in our life that we can get our nails done, makeup, hair. In general, we don't spoil ourselves that way. So why not take it to the max? Like, have sexy shoes and a beautiful gown that makes you feel good.
I will tell you, we shot a wedding a couple of years ago and the bride wore Crocs. Black Crocs.
Wow.
Black Crocs.
Yeah. No. All right, bride. So now you can see what the vendors see. So step it up.
Yeah, I have seen a few, and I think, the wrong people went shopping with you, because that's a shame. But yeah,
Believe it or not, I've seen it though. As a man, believe it or not, I've seen it. I will never forget. I went one time, with Teresa. She was trying on an outfit, and obviously I walked with her by the dressing room, and there was these three girls. One girl, I'm assuming she was picking out an outfit for like a date or something. So she tries something on, comes out. I see her, absolutely very beautiful. The friends take a while. Guess what the friends
Didn't like it.
oh, it's a little too form-fitting. So they go and they bring something back, and it's like 2 sizes bigger. So now she went from looking very slim, very, sexy, to this frumpy little thing, with...
there is a degree, isn't there, around here particularly, of that whole modesty thing, where they think that they shouldn't look a certain way. You don't have to look like a tramp.
Well, I'm not saying look cut to the belly.
No, exactly.
But
you can
there's
look stunning by being glamorous.
Feel sexy at your wedding day. It's so beautiful. And there's something, and the same thing with guys.
I guess I'm also really, really biased. Like, I know, like, what, like I said, because I shot Glamour
You have
before,
Teresa.
and I have
And
Teresa.
not as Teresa.
And I
That's Teresa.
have Teresa, and I mean, Teresa has modeled for wedding dresses before, and I can tell you, I was like, the wedding dresses that she has tried on for, you know, styled shoots, I'm like, absolutely exude just, you know, elegance, right? Like very, very sexy dresses, very, very elegant dresses. But that's because it's Teresa. You guys know my Teresa. My Teresa, that's all she does.
Yeah.
It drives me crazy.
Yeah. Well, she's beautiful. And that's one of the things that's fun with her on a shoot is because she will pick things that a little on that edge where it's still sexy, but still pretty. Like she has that air. She's going to be a beautiful bride one day. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, one day, I guess.
It's going to be a beautiful bride. So what would your recommendation be when you get engaged? What's the first thing you should do?
Celebrate your engagement and take a few weeks off and enjoy your engagement. There is no rush. You don't have to go and book a venue the week after your engagement.
No.
However, take a few weeks. Once you've taken a few weeks, have a frank and honest discussion about your budget and your expectations for your wedding so that you know that you're on the same page.
Well, that's kind of where I was going. I was going to go on the budget level. I think that if you're going to get married and your parents are helping to pay the bill, that it is important that you two learned one of the first things before going into a marriage is you need to have communication, trust, and you need to be able to talk about money. Because if you can't talk about money, I promise you, this is going to come up at 5 years, 7 year, 10 year, 12 year. You need to sit down and talk about what do we have as a couple to contribute. And then you need to sit down together, not your fiance with his parents, but you two together, talk with the bride's parents and the groom's parents and say, we're getting married. Are you willing to contribute? And sit down and figure that budget. Don't book a venue, a planner, a florist. Don't do anything until you have stood up, tackled the budget, had the communication with the family. And so then that way, I would say then, get you a planner that makes sure you stay within that budget and start looking. Like find everybody that you want that's within it. And if you can't afford what you need to do it in a year, plan it for 2 years or 3 years away. And then you can get what you want. The other thing, don't put a wedding on a credit card. Okay, go.
I mean, you pretty much covered every.
I've been quick and short.
I was not quick and short. You covered almost every aspect. No, I mean, as far as like for in the photography aspect, you know, once the couple gets engaged, yes, I'm also in agreement with what Teresa said. Take some time, look at photographers. Like, we know we're not for everybody. Our style is different from other photographers. Every photographer's style is different. Talk about what it is that you guys want out of your pictures, you know, when you guys get to that point. But the biggest thing is just that, like, what do you want out of your pictures? I mean, we've discussed before in the past, like, you know, what kind of pictures are you expecting? Are you expecting a lot of beautiful pictures of you and, you know, your fiance or, you know, the groom or, you know, your future husband? Or are you more tailored to, you want candid pictures of the day of, like, you know, those are things that you guys need to, you know, the couple needs to discuss.
And I feel like that with the cater. They need to try that food with their cake. I mean, to eat that cake. But, you know, some of the top things is definitely budget. Then venue to get a date. And then start working with other vendors. Is there, before we sign off, since George said I talked too much, so what would be something that you would tell them to beware of? Like when you're out, whether it's planning or picking a venue or picking a vendor or shopping, like what is something to say, beware, keep your eye on this?
Anybody that is cheap and anybody who you find on the socials that says, oh, I can do that for 1/3 of the amount of money that the majority of that particular vendor can offer their services for. Anybody that doesn't respond to your communication or your questions in a very timely manner. I mean, we pride ourselves on all of our responses are within 12 hours, guaranteed. And I heard yesterday from a couple who'd reached out to a few venues for organizing tours, and they said, we reached out a week ago and we're still waiting. And I think that's disgusting that people are just not communicating. I mean, obviously they don't need the business like I do, but I actually did an online request for a brochure 3 weeks ago, and I'm still waiting for that brochure. So I was stalking somebody. It's fine. I don't really need the brochure at all, but
I don't want to have another time she stalked
I
us.
stalk everybody.
I wonder if you've ever gone on my social media.
I guarantee you, she probably done like.
I want to double check everybody's behaving as they should do. Yeah. So I guess might spill the tea. My biggest concern for our couples is that they don't get scammed by somebody. So reach out to honorable, decent human beings who start, especially with the recommended vendor list, because that's a good place to start. But please, please, please don't get scammed from social media posts.
I agree. And mine kind of steps on that. I'm very leery. I'm not on Facebook much. But when I go on Facebook, I'm a part of a whole lot of wedding groups. I'm pretty sure both of you are. And somebody is like, I need a photographer. I want to be under $500. And I'm like, huh? That's not even a baby shower. But hundreds of people respond. Same thing. You could go to a wedding show and meet somebody that looks great, presents great, and then they may have never even done a wedding or event. And that presents himself very well. So do the research. And yes, it's true that a lot of people can put misleading photos on their social media, but I promise you, and there can be some people like this one that doesn't post that much, but look for consistency in their photos, look for longevity in their photos, look at comments. They should have a very valid website, some online referrals to look at. Like, make sure they're a legitimate company with experience. Like, getting somebody that's new for cheap is not the answer. Like, I think we all agree with that.
The thing is, yeah, we did. But I think, like with photographers, if you're a brand new photographer, you need to be a second shooter for somebody else for a couple of years to learn. Yeah, for sure. Or be an assistant planner with somebody for some time. I saw on the socials this week, and it blew my mind a little bit, a bride searching for a venue, all inclusive, with a photographer, a DJ, and a planner, and a venue, and catering for $7,000. And I about fell off my chair with laughing so hard, because I thought, it's not possible that you can get all of those services for $7,000 and then get quality. You're going to get a DIY wedding. You may as well ask Uncle Ned to take your photographs, because if somebody's fitting all of that in for $7,000, it's not, it's going to be pizza, Uncle Ned and Aunt Mildred doing the planning for that price. And no tables and chairs probably, because so they've got to be realistic.
If people giving you a quote and even a contract saying, oh, I'll do all of this for $1,000. But then this is an upcharge, and that's an upcharge, and this is an upcharge. And I understand if you are adding to an original contract that there's going to be an upcharge. But on your contract, if it says $1,000, and then 2 weeks before they're like, oh, I didn't see that you wanted us to stay an extra half hour, that's $500. Like, watch for those types of upcharges, because you might think you're getting a better deal, but you forgot, oh, it doesn't have my engagement photos. Oh, that'll be this amount. Oh, it doesn't have a portrait, so now it's going to be that amount. Or, oh, it only has this one room. I want to use the upstairs of the venue too. Or I want to use the bridal suite, and there's an upcharge. Or as a planner, oh, that's only 8 hours. You want me for 14. And if your contract says 8 and you paid for 8, great. But make sure you're reading and you know how many hours. Like every vendor, that's what I do in my job. How many hours are they supposed to be here? Because a lot of times a 3-hour bartender is not enough. And so then when I'm planning, they're having to pay extra or for a photographer or for the venue because they can't get in till 11 and they need to be there at 9. It's like all these upcharges. Read the fine print. That was a lot. Like,
George? It's always a lot with you. She's her turn. He's forgotten the question.
okay, I think Albert did too.
I think you kind of did. Because you started going off the
I trailed off.
Yeah.
I trailed off.
No. But the question was like things to look out for, with a vendor.
Yeah, that's
I honestly think with any vendor, it's just be wary if you cannot tell that they're passionate about what it is that they're doing. Like a venue, you can tell, like I mentioned with you, Teresa and Ian, you can tell that, you guys are passionate about the event. You can tell. I can tell that you're passionate about helping your couples, with helping them have, and create their perfect day. And I think something that couples see with us when they do like the initial meet and greet is literally how passionate we are about photography. Sometimes Teresa's like kidding me, like off the side, like shut up, like we've been here with them for like an hour and you can't stop talking about photography.
Well, one of the things that really impressed me when we very first met those years ago was the fact that before a wedding, you would never come to our venue before and you did a site tour.
See, and
that
we do that with every,
which is amazing because so many photographers show up at our venue on a Saturday and say, so where do I go?
Yeah.
And it is so annoying. And that passion and that dedication to your craft is what makes us all like each other, actually, because we are also passionate about the area of the wedding that we do. So
now we're very passionate. I mean, we want to be passionate because that's the thing. It's like for us as the photographers, we want to deliver the best product to the couple. For yourself as the venue, you want to deliver the most beautiful space, for your couples. For you want to provide the best experience, for your couples. Where we have seen it, where it's like sometimes photographers show up and they're, they've never been to the venue. You can tell that they're kind of lost. Everything's kind of like at a whim. Like, hey, let's try.
I've seen a photographer Google best shots for a wedding day. I mean, seriously, in front of the bride and groom.
We've seen it. We've seen venues that show up like, it's not even the venue owners, like the venue management show up and just be like, yep, there's your chairs.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Just dropping them off. We've seen, wedding planners showing up and then disappearing, when it's like, when we're like, where's the wedding planner? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
We are definitely all in,
Yeah.
aren't we?
Yeah, we are there.
you can tell when people are passionate about what they do. And I would say if you don't get that feeling when you're hiring, or you're looking for a venue, you're hiring, your vendors, if you can't tell that they're passionate about what they do, that's a huge red flag, at least to us.
That's a really good point. Yeah, for sure.
And a valid contract.
Yeah.
Contracts are important.
And please read your contract.
Yeah.
Yes.
Read
I don't know
them.
how many
Make
times,
sure you-
I know how many times we know that you have not read your contract.
Yes.
Because I have literally just sent it to you and it comes back signed literally 2 minutes after.
Oh,
And then they ask you like,
and then they ask her the question. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
what time can I get in there? It's like, ugh. And I tell people like, oh, do I need a contract for my caterer? I'm like, yes, you do.
Did you
I-
know that there
I
are
have
some caterers that actually don't give a contract?
A lot of
I
places,
had no idea. I mean,
There's a
that's
lot of
blown my mind.
There's a lot of vendors.
a lot of
that do
vendors that don't.
contracts, but
That's a red flag then. If they're not giving you a contract, you need to run.
And what I explained to the couple is it's protecting you.
down.
So then that way I know if you've got a 12-hour contract. I know if we've got your venue for 8 hours or 3 days. I know what food is supposed to be delivered. I know how many people's hair and makeup and the price and what time. It's just vitally important. It protects you that if they don't show, that you've got some protection that you're.
But and that's the whole thing. It's like not only the contracts. I mean, I know you don't do it, Teresa, but there's like couples that don't know. Like when you said like the whole Facebook, hiring photographers. That I get it when they're just starting. Where you may run into a problem is when you shoot at a venue that requires COIs for the photographers, And then the clients are like, what the hell is a COI? And they tell them, they're like, we need a certificate of insurance from your photographer.
Right.
And because they're just starting up, sometimes those photographers that are just they don't know what the heck that is. They'll be like, what do you mean?
Yeah. There's a lot of coordinators too, aren't there, that don't have COIs.
They'll be like,
A lot of them
COI.
have been sure.
Because we've actually had clients then come and book us. And one of the first things, and that's how we know that they ran into a problem before, is they immediately like, do you guys have a COI? And we're like, yeah, we do. When that's how we know that you probably went somewhere else. And, the venue then was like, we need COIs from all of your vendors.
I've had vendors call me looking a vendor because the person that was coming that weekend had no insurance. And, as a friend of a friend, like just trying to help somebody out.
Yeah.
And that's scary. And we've all started with no experience. Like all of us do. And so I'm not dogging because sometimes I see a post on Facebook and go, hey, I have it at Finest Details, right? So I'm not saying that going on a Facebook ad is wrong. I'm just saying be careful what you get.
Oh, yeah.
You wouldn't apply for your fiance on Facebook, marketplace. If you're not looking for the love of your life, don't hire.
No, don't say
for your dust.
have some couples that have booked.
Is there Facebook dating?
Yes, that have met on Facebook dating.
You know?
No. I'm saying we have couples that have met on Facebook dating.
Oh, shoot. Maybe you need to edit.
I know, remember, this is spilling into...
Spill the tea.
Well, maybe that was a very bad example. I hadn't thought about that.
But I think part of that deal about people on Facebook that respond and say, hey, yes, I can do photography or DJing, and they're a third of the price, that's when your alarm bells need to be ringing, because if they're that cheap, you're getting that much value.
And that's, I guess from the photography aspect, like, if you're just starting out, like, then at least be honest.
Yes.
Like, I was when I first started photography, I was very honest with a lot of the people that hired. And in reality, it wasn't that I was like, I that's just how I was, because I did legitimately, like, photography was not my full-time job, as you guys know. But the whole thing is, I was asked to, like, most of my early weddings were military weddings, because that's where I was in the military. So a lot of it was military, couples, right? And in reality, they were super understanding. And a lot of the times they also were on a budget, but I told them, I was like, the reason I'm really not charging that much, one, I don't know how much I should charge. And then two, I was like, I'm just starting out. And they were very understanding. I mean, I look at pictures from when I first started photography, and that was back when we were transitioning from film to digital. And I'm just like, oh my God. I was like, what was I thinking?
Oh, I've got pictures of bouquets like 10, 12 years ago. I was like, oh, was that the best? Well, I'm sure it was like in style then, kind of like looking at the hair.
But at the time, but everybody at the time,
I thought it was,
yeah.
But now it's like, oh, yeah.
Oh, that was like my first website. My first website, when I first started my first website, it was on Yahoo, the Yahoo package.
Yeah.
And I was so proud of my little drop down when I was able to figure out how to do the drop down, and compared to like the website we now run today.
I know. Yeah. And websites do make a big difference.
Yes, if somebody doesn't have an up and running website, be worried.
Yeah.
But the other top tip that I would give, and this is from personal experience, when my daughter got married, she had interviewed and booked a photographer and a second shooter and paid for it. And the week of, he didn't tell her. The day of, we had a different photographer show up. He had double booked himself, and he had literally put on Facebook looking for a replacement photographer with no discussion with the bride. And part of the problem to that, from our perspective, well, the thing was, it was the wedding day. What are you going to do? Because you're screwed, really. But we had hired this photographer specifically because she was riding a horse down the aisle, and we needed somebody who had experience with horses, because that's what, it's a whole different game, isn't it, really? To get the horse looking good, to get the angles, the light. You know, you've got a bride.
But some people are scared of horses.
Exactly. Yeah.
We did, remember?
Mhm.
I was the only one at first who was just all up on the pony. But that's because I've been around horses.
Yeah. So we had hired this photographer who said he had experience with weddings and horses and was very comfortable around them. And then he sent this girl who didn't even know one end of a horse to another. So the whole wedding was really, because she rode her horse into the wedding. So obviously we wanted all the photographs of her on horseback. Her wedding dress had been bought specifically because it covered the back of the horse. And so all of those grand photographs were ruined because this photographer wanted to stay like 40 feet away.
Because like I said, they get
Scared. I mean, her horse is a big girl, and so those conversations with your photographer or your planner. What happens if you get sick? Because are you going to let me down? Are you going to find a replacement? Are you going to let me find a replacement? Because if you've interviewed somebody, I mean, if somebody's interviewed you and then suddenly you're not available, they don't want you just finding somebody who might work. They need to be comfortable in that space too, don't they?
The beauty about us.
Oh, that couple right away. That there's a problem.
Yeah.
The beauty about us is it's both me and Teresa.
Yeah.
Which when they met us, when they meet us, they meet both.
Mhm.
And it is
Maybe
no
we-
track.
I need to learn the venue business. You need to learn florist and planning. So
And Ian's going to be a celebrant, so we'll all be fine. Yeah, absolutely.
that's true. You too. And that's one of the good things. I mean, so for her, we got a team. You guys got a team. So somebody could back the other one up.
Yeah, Ian actually got COVID once, and I had to go and be the voice of everything at a wedding. It's not my high point of my life, but I managed. The only thing I refused to do that day was get in the pond and clear the fountains out. No, we're doing that. He has to do that every week.
Well,
That's dedication, huh?
it is dedication. And how far did we go on this one, little lamb? Well, we are 46 minutes in, and it was supposed to be a rapid fire, quick question and answer. So I had found out the three of us together, we probably just need to plan on a 45-minute.
We do. Yeah, we do.
So thank you for listening to Spill the Tea. I hope you found some good advice, got some good laughter, and George's sassy comments to Sheila. And we hope you come back and listen to us again. Please share, like, and follow.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.